future is bright for the Philadelphia Eagles. We are about to build a powerhouse. Well, hello, friends. Mark Holmes.
I'm a grown-ass man. See, I'm a grown-ass man. Grown-ass man.
Hey everybody, King Dingbat here. I'm in my garage with a cigar. It's only a candy cigar because my wife won't let me smoke one after I put that big fat head up in our bedroom.
Let's get rid of that. At this point, I'd be happy for Dak to be playing for somebody else. And my team stinks. I agree. Stinks.
They laugh about us. We're a disgrace. We suck.
I am now Philly 500's bitch.
Dallas still stinks. You're right the way, King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. Hope you're hanging in there, mother humpers. You know, every Eagle fan should be really excited about our future, because our future, we are about to build a powerhouse. We are about to build a powerhouse. Possibly. This is going to depend on if the Eagles and their front office can draft the right players, can develop the right players, can sign the right players. But when you look at the assets, what the Eagles have in the future, they're going to have possible, 3 first-round picks next year? 3 first-round picks. I think 10 total picks. Probably going to be much more than that before it's all said and done. You trade Zach Ertz. I don't know if they'll get any compensatory picks or anything like that. We'll see how that goes. But when you look at the Eagles, just from a draft pick perspective, mother humpers, look, the Eagles, they have a possibility to load up, especially if Jalen Hurts is the guy. If Jalen Hurts is the guy, and you can use those 3 first-round picks, let's say you have 3 first-round picks. Let's say one of them is fairly low, one of them is middle of the first round, one of them is at the end of the first round. If you have a possibility where you could not have to use it on a quarterback, right? Let's say you can go cornerback, and then defensive end, and then offensive lineman, or even another defensive player, the Eagles would be locked and loaded. Not only that, but hear me out on this. The NFL announced yesterday that the cap ceiling is going to be about $208 million in 2022. If that cap gets anywhere near there, and that's the ceiling, that's as high as the cap could be next year, okay? But if it's anywhere near there, you're talking, the Eagles are going to have about 40 to 50 million mother humping bucks in cap space. 40 to 50 million dollars in cap space. Well, when you wind up letting certain guys move and certain roster movements that they'll do at the end of this year, it could be even more than that. So the Eagles are going to have a ton of cap room. They are going to have a ton of draft picks. And if Jalen Hurts develops, if Jalen Hurts is the guy, this team is going to be locked and loaded, man. Locked and loaded. If I'm the NFCs, right? If I'm a stinking Giant fan, like 15-second pump and dump, like if I'm him, I'm scared. I'm scared that if Jalen Hurts is the guy, we got a problem. The Dallas Cowboys, if Jalen Hurts is the guy, they got a problem. Washington, the team don't even have a name. If the Eagles got a quarterback in Jalen Hurts, they got a guy. And this is the greatest thing that can happen for us. We need to make sure we hit the draft. We need to make sure that we bring in the right players in free agency. Like, to me, you don't have to go out in 2022 and say, all right, we're going to spend all this money. Go out and get one guy if you need him. You don't even have to get the top guy. Build this thing from the draft. Build it from the draft. Oh, dude, this movie's on. Looper. You ever see Looper? I'm sorry, I'm just getting distracted. Looper's on. What a great movie. I like anything with time travel, right? That's a great movie. It's on TV right now. It's on this big ass. I got an 86-inch screen, and it takes up almost the whole wall. I can't help but be distracted. But I love that movie, anyways. Anyways, where the hell was I saying? If the Eagles draft well, if the Eagles build through the draft, they don't need to go spend $40, $50 million next year. They can spend a little bit, maybe get a guy here or there, and then maybe the year after that, when you have even more cap space, and you need that one player. Because to me, if the Eagles do everything right, if they do everything right, in 2 years, this team is going to be ready to compete for a Super Bowl. They're going to be ready to compete for a Super Bowl, not just for that following year or 2 years, but for like 4 or 5 years. But they have to have things happen. Jalen Hurts has to be the guy. They have to make sure guys like Devontae Smith, which I know he'll be great. I know he'll be fine. I'm not even worried about it. But he's got to be good. Then you have to go in and you have to have a good draft next year. Next year's draft is more important than this previous year's draft, because you're going to have potentially 3 first-round picks or 2 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks. So you're going to have a lot. So the question is what are the Eagles going to do with all the possibilities that they have? They have tons of cap space, they have tons of draft picks, and the future is bright for this team. There ain't no question about it. There's no doubt about it. And to me, like I said, I cannot wait to see what they're going to do. Now, what do I expect this year? Because we're probably going to lose Zach Ertz, as I talked about earlier. We're going to probably lose Zach Ertz. We're going to clear about $8.5 million. You're going to clear money with Alshon. You're going to clear money with Malik Jackson after June 1st. So you're going to have some cap space that if you want to go out and get like a Nelson or somebody like that, you can do it. And if I'm the Eagles, that's exactly what I would do. I would definitely look at Steve Nelson and try to get him, try to bring him in, and try to let him play on a 1 year. Bring him in for 1 year. Bring him on for 1 year. Let him fill that spot. And then, you're going to focus on developing guys like McPherson and things like that. It was interesting listening to Darius Slay at his press conference. He didn't seem too worried who's on the other side. He feels that this coaching staff, Jonathan Gannon and all them, are going to develop somebody, whether it's Avonte Maddox, whether it's McPherson, whether it's whoever it is. But he's pretty confident that they're going to develop somebody. And maybe they will. Maybe they will. I mean, to me, one of the big questions with the Eagles going into this year is that secondary. And I see you signing maybe a placeholder on that other corner spot, right? Like bring in like a Nelson or somebody like that. Somebody that could play 1 year, and then what you do is you draft with your first round pick, you draft a corner really, really high that is going to be plugged in right away, start immediately. That's what I'm doing. There's a couple good corners that are supposed to come out of this draft that may be really, really high. So the Eagles, they're going to have options there. But to me, that's what I would do. I would take this year, I would try to, when I clear that Zach Ertz cap space, when I clear that Malik Jackson and Alshon's cap space, this year, I bring in a guy like a Nelson for a year. Bring him in. Bring him in for a year. Let him play. Let him go at the end of the year. Then you draft real high your corner. That's what I would do if I was the Eagles. But when you look at this team, like a lot of people are down on us, the Eagles this, the Eagles that. The Eagles have a ton of cap space next year because all that Carson Wentz money they ate this year. They ate it all. Then, we hear about, Jalen Hurts not the guy. Why isn't he the guy? Jalen Hurts has got to have the opportunity. Best case scenario for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts goes out there and he proves he's the guy. If he does that, the Eagles are in a good spot, man. The Eagles are in a good spot. But the future of this team is bright, and it's going to come down, and this is the scary part of this whole thing. Okay? Listen, this is the scary part. All right? Howie Roseman has to hit on these picks. You can't be reaching for injured guys in the second round. You can't be taking risks like that. You need to be sure of yourself next year. Take the best player available, especially those 3 first-round picks, and make sure you get enough young talent that can be guys for the future. Take that, have those guys work out, then you take all that cap space and you use it the right way. And the Eagles, they're going to be locked and loaded for years to come. For years to come, this team is going to be a legitimate Super Bowl contender. We are really 1 year away from really knowing, in my opinion, because they got a lot of assets, they're going to have a lot of money, and it's all about Jalen Hurts. This whole thing, as I've said over and over again, comes back to Jalen Hurts. It just does. And look, I love the kid's attitude. I love what the kid does. No doubt about it. You know what I mean? And I gotta tell you, I think Jalen Hurts goes out, proves that he's the franchise quarterback. Then with those picks, that cap space, what this team can build is going to be dynamite. What do you guys think about the Eagles' future? Having all that cap space next year on top of all those draft picks. You know what? It ain't too bad at all. Ain't too bad at all. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And of course, yo, don't be a dingbat. I ain't got a lot to say. I'm Barrett and Bug, and I'm coming from HOLMES Meats.